So how would you like to go from this plain bait board to this board with all the accessories in about a minute? So if you take a couple of minutes, sit back, watch the video, I'll explain the process and how this all came about and how you can design this board to whatever needs you need. Welcome to Brummel's Bait Boards. How this bait board came about is I didn't want to drill any holes in my boat, and so I got to thinking, and obviously I didn't want to drill any holes, so instead of having a knife holder drilled onto any part of the boat or a cup holder or whatever, I thought, how do I make something to where I don't have to do that, to where everything is all together? So I came up with this design so that regular fisherman anywhere is user-friendly, and you're basically designing the boat or designing the board yourself. So let's talk about the materials. The materials are, well, the board itself is made out of a polyethylene, high density, and it is a marine grade. So what that means is that it is UV resistant, it is antibacterial resistant, it's actually FDA approved, NSF approved, and it's just an all-around good product. Then the screws that we use to hold it together, it's also marine grade stainless steel, and it's anti-corrosive, so it's great for saltwater applications. But everybody knows that salt water destroys everything. So what you want to do is, after each use, is wash it down with fresh water, and you'll get years of life out of this thing. So now I'll show you how all the components go together and how you can arrange it to design it your own board, the way that you want it, and it happens in just really fast.
2, 1.
Okay, now let's talk about the features. Why this was all built and how it was designed, and why you get to design it all yourself. So one of the most important components is the cup holder. Have to have a cup holder. But it's that easy. It just fits in here. You can put it here, back, anywhere on the board you want. You can put a cup holder. You can have 2 cup holders if you want. One on each side for who's ever on the other side of the boat. Then what we have is we have a weight tray. And it has a rubber compartment where the weights sit separately. And this I usually put on the back. But you can put it on the side, over here, there. It's wherever you want to put it. You're designing it. Me personally, I put mine back here. Then you have the knife holder. It's a double knife holder, and I designed this for a 6-inch knife because basically that's what it is. A lot of people, that's probably 90% of fillet knives are 6 inches. So when this is set in place, it is so tight from the rails to the knife holder itself that it's virtually impossible to cut yourself. It holds the knives up so tight, and there's a nice little rail, little groove right here to where it stays in place. And that's where I usually hold mine. So then we have a scent tray. This scent tray does the same thing. It fits anywhere you want. You can put it here, move it here, move it up there, on this side. It's basically, you're designing your own board, anything you want. That's why it's so versatile and so easy to use. That's the double. Then I have a quadruple. Granted, probably not a lot of people are going to have all of these scents that go into here. The plier holders, the scents, your trays with other type of scents, but it's possible. So that's another option that a person has, is this one here. Now we have a GPS bracket. And a lot of people have GPSs in the back of their boat these days. So this is a bracket that fits in any four corners of the board. It has a pin that comes with it that locks it in so that it will not come out, no matter what. So you pull that, you pull the pin, you can move it over to here, run a cup holder back up here, which is my setup for my boat. But the pin always goes in, locks it in so it's not going to come out. So basically, you're designing your own board. And your imagination is the only thing that'll stop you. So once you've got it designed, it's yours. And you don't have to buy somebody else's product to where something is stationary like a cup holder that's back here, or the scent trays, or somewhere else. So you're designing it, and that was the whole idea behind this whole project that I took on. And I didn't want to drill any holes in my boat. So that's how it all works, and the rest is up to you. One other feature I wanted to talk about and show you is the drain system on this. I made a double drain system because everybody knows in a boat it's always kind of rocking back and forth. So instead of having one drain system here, or usually people will put a slit in this back rail and everything drains out. Well, I came up with a double system, and also on the inside of these rails right here, there is a hole. So any scent that goes in here, anything goes in here, it'll drain out onto the board, drain into the holes, and then, as you can see here, it has a hose. It is drain plug, and it goes to a T, and it goes out the back of your boat. You can have it go all the way to the water, or it can just come off to the side here. So nothing gets in or inside the boat. And it keeps things clean, so you're not doing the wash down here. And then when you are cutting bait or whatever you're doing, you have your wash down station, just pull it off, everything drains out. And next I want to talk about the mounting systems that mount to the boat. And one that I like is that this one is, all it is a rod holder. It attaches to your rail. And so what it is, it's just basically like a rod holder, except it mounts up to the underside. It's a special bracket that mounts up underneath the board, and all it does is it just slips down inside a regular rod holder. It does exactly the same thing as what if you were to move it around for a different, putting your rod different in the water as you're fishing. But this was nice because you're not drilling any holes in your boat. But there's another mount that I like too. This one is called a ram, and it actually is mounted on the boat. But the really nice thing about this one is that this one moves all over the place, to where you can put it over here, you can bring it forward, you can run it back, it goes over to the side. So if you want to get into one of your fish boxes, you'll be out of the way. You can raise it, lower it, and all you do is just turn this knob, and it locks it in tight to where you want it. And that's the two that I have found to be the best. Okay, let's talk about the mounting systems, how the boards mount to the boats. There's a whole bunch of different brands out there, but these are the two that I like the most. This one I like because you're not drilling a hole in the boat, unless you wanted to mount it permanently somewhere to where, that's where you want your board. But this is just basically a upside down rod holder attachment. So this piece here, it has a flat plate on the bottom of it, and it's just the same thing, same principle. So you can actually, turn it and do everything normal that you would with a rod in the holder. The other one that I like is called a ram, and this one actually mounts on the boat, but it's just the base. So what this particularly does is it has a knob here that you move, and what it does, it lets you move the board around in all kinds of different positions that you want. So if you want to get into a fish box, say you have a double, you can do that. Or you can raise it all the way up, tighten it down, and still access to get in. So this one's really nice, but it is permanently mounted. Where that one, you can put on a rail, you can take it off, switch it over to this side, there, anywhere you want. So now we've had a chance to talk about the inspiration, how this all came about, how it operates, what the material's made of. Comes in different colors. There's blue, green, 10 different shades of white. But the most important thing, or one of them, is how this all breaks down. So first off, when you're done, for the season, and it's time to put everything away. Of course, you'll take your GPS off. You'll store that. So all of this stuff, all these components, move and tuck to the inside. Oops. Don't know what I'm doing there. Take them, we get them all together, set them in place. Everything from the outside goes to the end. We have a little cover, goes over, tighten the strings down, take it off the boat, put it in your garage or wherever, and done for the season. You won't lose anything. Next year you bring it out, it's all there.